Hey my everythings, I hope that you all are doing well. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you would like to get notified anytime the new reads are being posted, please feel free to subscribe and also hit that notification bell so that you can get those notifications anytime the new reads are being posted, okay? This read is going to be for Aries. Aries, I'm seeing that during the cycle of this read, the ego within the spirit of true self is seeking security from money. Okay. I am seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self some lessons in regard to the southern, eastern, and western wind. So with the southern wind, the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about power in regard to girlfriends, your relationships in the earthly realm. Then I'm also seeing that the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about perception in regard to psychics. And yeah. And then I'm also seeing where the soul is teaching the spirit of true self a lesson about process in regard to pumping iron or lifting weights. So with the western wind, it could have to do with like blood flow, circulation, stuff like that, or it could just be plain and simple lifting weights, right? Then I'm also seeing with the eastern wind, that could have to do with the way that you view things, you being guided by your intuition, or plain and simple, you getting direction or some type of perception or point of view from a psychic's perspective, or you could be a psychic, okay? Then I'm also seeing with the southern wind that energy about girlfriends, so it could represent like relationships, either you being the girlfriend or your girlfriend. And it doesn't even have to be a romantic relationship, because some friendships are, you know, your girlfriends, right? So take it as it resonates, okay? Then I'm seeing that something that's strongly influencing things during the cycle of this read is the constellations and the starry night. So you may be a stargazer. If that's relative to you, then take it as it resonates. Or like I said, it could have to do with a constellation. A constellation is the coming together of spirits. And that's a whole different story. However, for your story specifically, what I am seeing is that by the way of your zodiac sign, the starry night in some kind of way is related to what's going on during the cycle of this read. Also, starry night could be referring to that artist, Van Gogh. So you may be into art, you may be a painter or something like that. So take it as it resonates. It could have to do with, you know, that perception with the eastern wind and psychics as well, okay? Kind of like predicting the future based on the cosmos. That's kind of what I'm seeing. So then I'm seeing that the spirit of true self is sending you messages during the cycle of this read by the way of the lessons that you've been learning from the soul, okay? So the first lesson that I'm seeing, or message that I'm seeing for the lessons, is unconditional love. So with unconditional love, spirit is saying, I remind you of the magic of love because you are blessed. Then I'm seeing the message about deep listening. So with deep listening, spirit is saying, I invite you to inner silence where the world resounds, okay? So listening deeply to the spirit of true self, being guided by your love, that's unconditional, and the support that you have. And then also I'm seeing embrace. So spirit is saying to embrace your primordial nature because you are a vessel. A message came, like this message came through like really strong, because it was talking about the biological technology that your human vessel is, and it's a work of art by the way of the gods, because it was it was meant to serve as a like human vessels were a biological technology meant to serve as powerhouses or matrix or transmuters, however it is that you want to describe it, for the spirit. So for the spirit to be embodied, it needed a body, and the way that the message was coming through was specifically about how, we look at TVs, we look at Wi-Fi boxes, we look at computers, we look at phones, all of these things, and we call them technology, and they're all created and forged from elements of the earth to make them what they are, right? So are our bodies. So that's one of the things that, like, the message came through really strong. Like, your physical vessel is a biological technology for the spirit to transmute energy, and you get to co-create with the universe, and it really is a magical thing that's going on all the time. And yeah, so unconditional love, you have support, listen deeply within the spirit of true self, and embrace that magic that makes you what it is that you are, the wonder that you are, because you are what it is that you are, okay? So I'm seeing Cupid's arrow. So with the Cupid's arrow energy, is the representation of having faith, knowing that love is coming, some type of surprise invitation, and also being struck by love. Then I'm seeing the coffee cup energy. With the coffee cup energy, I'm seeing a meeting, someone talking with you, savoring the moments. Just like I said, the vessel is meant to serve as a transmuter for the spirit that animates it, the technology. So savoring those moments is a part of why, right? Feeling elevated and building friendships. Then I'm also seeing poker face. With the poker face energy, it is a representation of taking a chance, assessing risk, going over your options, not necessarily showing your hand, and maybe even gambling, okay? Then I'm also seeing sword and rose. With the sword and rose, that represents like truth and clarity. I start smiling a little bit because I love when this card comes out, because it is truth and clarity, right? Transparency, revelations, a sense of honor and protection, and determination, okay? So you got some good energy going on during the cycle of this read, even as, like I said, you're seeking security and money, all right? So the overall emotions for the read are for you to feel fortunate. You're seeking security and money, you should feel fortunate. For you to feel confident, you will be amazed. You will be amazed. For you not to panic. For you to remain open, like open to receive or open to share, right? For you not to feel ashamed of what's going on with you. Oh, this is an ancestral message. So the thing about getting ancestral messages, the reality of the reason why this card is in here, is that we have technology now that can serve as a resource for life all the way in the future, right? With that being said, technically I'd be considered an ancestor to those all the way in the future that are tapping into what was once YouTube, right? In the cosmos of the universe. And there was an ancestral offering for me to be able to give you this message, okay? So, hey, future people. Yeah. This message is for a divine masculine, or it's about a divine masculine. And this is about a lesson learned, okay? So if you're not familiar with how it is that I do my reads, I do them based on time that has been offered or is available to me. Okay? So the time that had been offered to me was an ancestral offering. So thank you. And that time was the Six of Cups. So with the Six of Cups energy, it is a representation of a dynamic where someone is supportive, or you all are supportive to each other, and there's trust between, the two. So I mean, this could be a group of people, this could be, just a one-on-one type of relationship. Regardless, the Six of Cups is a representation of feeling supported, knowing that you have someone that you can trust to give you guidance and support, okay? So thank you. And it was, like I said, it was a spiritual energy. So thank you. Then I'm also seeing that this offering was useful and not demanding, okay? So just like seeking guidance, being able to have that support, and it's coming by the way of like the ancestral spirit, okay? Then the energy that I see you in, like the purpose that I serve in the capacity for you to get this read, okay? So then the energy that I see you in is the Seven of Swords energy, reversed. So with the Seven of Swords reversed energy, it is a representation of you wanting to be more honest and upfront, transparent. Like I said, that clarity and truth energy. Right? So overall, throughout the cycle of the read, this is the energy that you come through in. It's just like an overall, you're not trying to be deceptive or anything like that. You want to be led by your truth. You want to move forward being honest, okay? So then you're also being received in this energy is like very attractive, very fabulous. That's what I'm seeing. Stylish. Let's see. Incredible, wonderful, marvelous is how they're describing you. Then I'm also seeing that you're in this energy. You being in this energy is not shocking, probably because of the stuff that you've been through, as well as you're not like being harmful or anything like that, okay? So in the past positions during the cycle of this read, I'm seeing that you were in the Ace of Cups as well as the Ten of Rods energy. So what I'm seeing is that someone was going through a really hard time, or they got like a love offer, though, or it's like something that they were passionate about. So take it as it resonates, right? So if the Ace of Cups energy is a representation of something that you're passionate about, could be like a new relationship with that Cupid's arrow thing. It says, have faith, love is coming. So that, or being struck by love, right? So you could have started a new relationship where the demonstration of unconditional love was the challenge at the same time. And the reason why I say that it was the challenge is because the Ten of Rods is there. So it's just showing me like that you were struck by love, right? You may have started a new relationship, though there was work that needed to be done even in that relationship, right? Like, yeah, is what I'm seeing. So also, I'm just seeing that, like, for you not to get like overwhelmed or overburdened by the dynamic of the relationship is what I'm seeing, was something that was going on. Like, yeah. Or like you may have been overburdened by something, or you overworking or something like that. Like you were working a lot, or you were working too hard, or you were carrying a lot of burdens, and then this new love or new relationship or new passion that you have for life is something that, happened for you. So take it as it resonates. I'm also seeing that you were in this energy is like not disturbing, not troublesome. You're being very genuine, and And you also weren't coming across as like shallow or anything like that, okay? So then the energy that I'm seeing that you were in is the justice energy. So with that justice energy, is showing me that clarity and truth kind of energy, where you want to be like balanced in the things that you say and the things that you do. Like you were in that energy of, I'm not trying to promise anything that I can't deliver on, okay? And you were also being received in this energy as like very calm and shy and reserved though. And it's maybe because you were hesitant, like you didn't want to get hurt, because I'm also seeing non-violent here. So what I'm seeing is someone that's able to defend and protect themselves, right? Because you got a sword, though at the same time you ain't out there trying to hurt nobody, right? Just defend and protect yourself. That's the only reason why you have the sword. Though you're balanced in showing up and being who it is that you say that you're going to be, like doing what you say that you're going to do. And then, like I say, you're not trying to hurt nobody. So that's your justice, that, you know, you would experience something like that. So then I'm seeing the Hierophant energy, which is showing someone that is being acknowledged and recognized as like a spiritual guide. This could be a male or a female, and this could either be you or someone that was in your life. Could be this person that you started this relationship with, or like I say, it could be you that was focusing on being in that justice energy, and then you manifested to be in this Hierophant energy, where you are, like I said, recognized for being someone that can give governance in regard to like being spiritually guided, okay? Like led by your intuition, and being led by that clarity and truth. You're honored in the position that you're in, okay? The Hierophant energy is coming through as innocent, very trustworthy, virtuous, honest, and understood, okay? So that's why people respect you when you're in that Hierophant energy, okay? Then, or this is, you know, why you have that kind of dynamic with that person that is the Hierophant. So then I'm seeing towards the end of the cycle of the read that you were in this Hermit energy. So the Hermit energy means that you're caring. Say that first. So self-care is what I'm seeing. Like you're in the Hermit energy because you're dedicating time to self-care, because that's essential in you being able to care for others. You got to be good too, right? So that's just what I'm seeing with the Hermit energy. And then I'm also seeing like you're not in the Hermit energy is like super sorrowful. You're not being creepy. You're not being weird. You're just dedicating that time to self-care. So that's it for the cycle of the read. So let's talk about your future. The first thing that I'm seeing for your future is the Five of Cups reversed. And I think that this is relative to that lesson learned energy with the emotions, right? So with the Five of Cups reverse energy, it's just showing someone that doesn't have any regrets. Like you see if it's this way, it's like spilled milk or whatever. Though when it's like this, it's like you don't have no regrets. Like if you made any mistakes, you've learned your lesson from them, so you can gracefully move on from it. This is all a part of unconditional love. This is all a part of listening to the, spirit of true self deeply, understanding where it's coming from, and why it's being the way that it is, and embracing, right, how this is a biological technology. Let me give you an example. Say you have something like a technology, like a refrigerator, right? The people that use the refrigerator just know that it keeps the food cold, keeps food from going bad, and most refrigerators nowadays also have a freezer. However, what if the coils on the refrigerator. I think they're made of copper or something like that. So what if something happens to them, you know? Because it's a technology, you assess it. However, if it like had so much intelligence within it, right? Stay with me. That the coil could say to you, other than, you know, showing that, you know, it's malfunctioning or whatever, that something is wrong, if it's talking to you like on its own, like in a language that you understand. Like as soon as you open the refrigerator, hey, my coil, you know, I'm feeling something going on in my coil area or something like that, you know? Like, that's just kind of what I'm seeing. Like the technology of what it is that you are, your vessel, though this specifically has to do with your emotions, right? Because you're coming through as calm and shy and doing self-care and stuff like that, and your lessons learned. And with the Five of Cups reversed, it's like saying you don't have no regrets because you're paying attention and you're giving space and time to your vessel. You're embracing what it is that you really are. And it's not always defined to you until something happens, right? And then, you know, yeah. So that's just what I'm seeing. Like, you have no regrets in whatever it is that has happened in the past because you're learning about yourself, essentially. And the way that you're going about it, like you're being really silly, is what I'm seeing. You're also being received as like refined. And, excuse me, that's one of those things that I was talking about. Like, your perception is refined when it comes to having regrets. You learn your lesson, that you can laugh about it, right? And yeah, that's pretty much what it is that I'm seeing. Like somebody that is laughing about whatever challenges they may have had in the past because it gave them an opportunity to learn about themselves, so they're not crying over spilled milk. You learned your lesson. You're being received now as like refined, and you realize that because you learned all of those lessons, it has made you come across as more flawless, even though your intention wasn't ever to be perfect. Now I'm seeing that you know, you're made in his image type of energy. Okay? Then I'm seeing the Queen of Pentacles energy. So with the Queen of Pentacles energy, this is someone that's wealthy, stable, secure, and abundant. This could be you, always could be you, or it could be someone else that's in your life, okay? Or more specifically, someone that will be in your life. So with the Queen of Pentacles, is someone that's wealthy, abundant, like makes good financial choices and decisions, invests, stuff like that. And then also is charitable, right? And well received. So this Queen of Pentacles energy is like coming through as very sane, very, what is it called? Level-headed, exciting, not desperate, and very aware of what's going on, okay? Then I'm seeing the Page of Swords energy. This is showing me that you'll be in an energy where you like may want to know more. So this could be you, that's this Queen of Pentacles, or like I said, it could be someone else that you have an interest in. Doesn't have to be male or female, okay? The gender is not specific. It's just coming from divine feminine energy, right? So I'm seeing that with this Page of Swords, this could either someone that's interested in you and wanting to get to know more about you, or you're wanting to get to know more about that person. Though with that poker face energy, it's like you're not showing your hand, you taking your time, you know what I mean, weighing out your options and stuff like that. So with the Page of Swords, it's like someone that is ambitious and interested in getting more information and wanting to know more. And you could even be learning from this Queen of Pentacles, like in an apprenticeship or something like that, okay? Or it could be a romantic relationship. Like I said, it's the Cupid's arrow energy here too as well. So take it as it resonates. Queen of Pentacles energy also could represent a mother figure. So take that as it resonates as well. With this Page of Swords energy is really someone that's seeking to gain more knowledge. You're not coming across as like overwhelming, or like you're not in an obsessive energy of wanting to know more. You're navigating through it gracefully, okay? Yeah, and that's just what I'm seeing. Then I'm seeing that you will be, this is very interesting. So you have the Four of Rods energy, which represents stability and a strong, firm foundation, right? So you have that, and you're coming through, and this energy is like very comfortable, very sensual, romantic, satisfying, pleasing, and not complicated, which a Four of Rods energy definitely represents. Nonetheless, I'm also seeing the Five of Rods pair with the High Priestess energy. So I'm seeing the Five of Rods reversed with the High Priestess energy. Let me be specific about what it is that I'm seeing. So it's just showing me someone that's led by their intuition, someone that is like spirit guided, spirit led, like very grounded in that unconditional love and deep listening to the spirit of true self, right? And embracing that. So this could definitely be you in this High Priestess energy. That's just being like, you've arrived at your peak. You've arrived at this mountaintop, and you're in this spiritually grounded and sound energy. That clarity, that truth, that honorable energy, right? And there's also no conflict with you at all while you're in this energy. With the Five of Rods reverse. And surely, because there's no chaos and no conflict with someone that's being led by their intuition and is spiritually sound, that is surely why in any case or situation, stability and a strong, firm foundation and a comfortable, relaxing, attractive, satisfying, uncomplicated, undifficult kind of energy would be what this High Priestess energy and Five of Rods reverse energy are resting in, right? It's like solid, firm foundation. So what I'm really seeing in all of that is you investing in something new to create that stability, or to maintain or establish that stability. So it could either be like it, yeah, because there's no conflict in your comfort, which there shouldn't be any conflict in your comfort, because if there was conflict in your comfort, then it would be comfort anymore, right? So let me just say this. You know how some people are like, I don't like paying bills because like it should be free to do da. I'm seeing someone that's like, that when you pay a bill, it doesn't just serve a, what is the word? I'm hearing corporation, though I'm also hearing capitalism. Yes. So you understand that it doesn't just serve in a capitalistic capacity. You also understand that you paying a bill also serves in a capacity to other things that are going on in the world, maybe even stuff that has nothing to do with you. So that's why there is no conflict, because you're not at war with the exchange, because you're embracing the vessel, right? The technology that your spirit is animating. And that's what I'm seeing. So this high priestess energy is like, yeah, there's no conflict. And that surely would be the reason why that energy of like being fortunate is coming across. And you know, I'm just seeing this high priestess has no conflict with maintaining strong, firm foundation and, you know, being secure in that aspect is what I'm seeing. Okay? Then, as far into your future as I can see, is 1010. And then the King of Rods. So with the 1010, is representing some type of cycle completion, right? The first thing that I'm seeing is that there will be some type of disappointment. Okay? Right? Some type of disappointment that you will experience. However, honey, you bounce back from it like that. Like when I say that this all happens at the same exact time, it literally happens at the same exact time. Like the same moment that, say you get fired, you also get hired with a way better opportunity right away, is really what I'm seeing. Because then you got the 10 of Pentacles. I mean, like, you get what I'm saying? So it's like, that's just what I'm seeing. And that may have to do with like that poker face energy. So take it as it resonates. Though I'm just seeing someone that was disappointed. Though it's like you ain't let that get you down, or because you're in this high priestess energy, that gotta be what it is, because that came before the disappointment. So you being in the high priestess energy was and then you being in the page of swords energy before that was like you needed more information to prepare you, so that, or maybe you got more information in the future that was going to prepare you for you to be in this high priestess energy. So you get in the high priestess energy and then boom, something disappoints you. However, your money like has a big surge where just like a bunch of money comes in. I don't know how it's coming in though. As you, like I said, the ego is seeking security within money. So yeah, financial upwind is what they call it. Or wind, yeah, upwind. That's like financial wish fulfillment. So congratulations, and oh, I'm excited for you. Then I'm seeing someone in this King of Rods energy. So this could either be you, or this could either be someone in your life to help support you in that high priestess energy, right? Or like I said, this King of Rods energy could be the reason why you bounce back like so quick from it, or whatever the situation is. The King of Rods energy is someone that has mastered how to handle and govern their tools in a way that benefits the stability and the foundation of the household. And there's no other way to put that. So this is someone that is responsible with their relationships, connections, and partnerships, and how they show up in the capacity for the work that is being asked of them. So like I said, there is that I want to be about what it is that I'm saying that I'm going to do. And the King of Rods has mastered that. Like, you've grown, lessons learned, right? Right? Yeah. So that's just what I'm seeing with the King of Rods. Like, you're not trying to scam or manipulate or do anything like that to impress other people just so that you can survive. You understand that with deep listening and unconditional love and just an energy of acceptance of spirit of true self, that it has guided you to an awareness of you can speak into your reality who it is that you want to be, and also fundamentally be nurtured by the universe to help get you there. So you're not speaking on anything that you cannot deliver on. You're not making promises that cannot be kept. Maybe in your youth, if you were a Knight of Rods, that's someone that's like, you know, excited about using their power and using their rod, if you know what I'm talking about. However, with the King of Rods energy, it's really someone that's like, I'm not playing games. I'm not trying to manipulate anybody into making power moves for me. I know my own power, and my power comes from me doing what it is that I'm saying that I'm going to do. Me following through with my promises. I'm not giving nobody false hope. I can deliver on what it is that I say I'm going to do. And so you're in that Knight of Rods, you're in that King of Rods energy, and you experience some type of disappointment, though you bounce right back from it like immediately. Maybe because you know what I'm saying, you're in that energy of acceptance. Like, you know that when one door closes, automatically because of the winds, the draft is going to pull in for another door to open, right? And I mean, sometimes let me shut up. Anyway, so as far into the future as I can see, you'll be in this energy as like, it's a divine calling for you to be in that energy. So good for you. And you're also like being received in this energy is like brave and courageous. So it's a time in your life when things come full circle. You feel at home, you feel stable, you feel secure, you feel fortunate. Because you learned all the lessons that you needed to learn, and you showed up, you know, for you. So I hope that this message served you well. I thank you all for joining me. I apologize for the delay in receiving the message. I think it's like a day in between the time that it's being posted. So thank you all for joining me, and I hope that you have an amazing evening, and I will see you all next time. Bye.